Billy, you so crazy.
Yo, what's cracking? What's bracking? It's your boy, Billy, you so crazy, and we back with another one. Y'all read the title. Sure know what we're doing, man. This is 10 times Disney ruined true stories. All right. I'm excited to find out what times Disney specifically ruined some true stories. I'm curious on what stories that are actually true by Disney, because I don't even think I have the slightest clue. But anyways, if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, comment down below which one to see your boy react to next. Follow me on all my social media links are right there. Send me a message on any one of those and I get back with you as soon as possible. If you do want to request done a whole lot quicker, I do have a Patreon link in the description, so feel free to do your thug thizzle with that if you like, if you want to. You don't have to, it's only if you want to, all right? But enough talking, let's find out these 10 times when Disney ruined true stories.
When Disney puts their own spin on a classic fairy tale, we love to see their view, the unique characters, and the songs. When Disney decides to turn a real-life story or setting and make it into a children's musical, this is when things become a little muddled.
Dishonor on you? Dishonor on your cow?
Which Disney princess was only 11 in real life? How has Disney
11.
messed up the same historical facts in multiple movies? And what happened in Frozen 2 that was the far truth from real-life mythology and stories? Well, we have the truth.
I've never seen
so
Frozen
let's
2.
pull back the curtain on some of these Disney lives that these movies have portrayed.
I mean, come on, it's a Disney movie though. Like, why are we so harsh on this?
Let's kick things off with Disney's only real princess who is actually based off a real person, Pocahontas. In short, it's probably not a good idea to base your next history project on the movie. Not only will your 2-paragraph section on the talking willow tree lose you a lot of points,
my bark is worse than my bite.
but the rest of the movie is filled with changed details and story points that do not match the real Pocahontas.
Probably
For
because it's too brutal.
The girl was not a full-grown woman, but rather an 11-year-old when the settlers of Jamestown arrived. So, yeah, there was no romantic involvement with John Smith there. They knew each other in real life, but it was a friends-only situation. Her so-called journey to the New World in the sequel? Well, in real life, she was taken and forced—
There was a Pocahontas 2? I didn't even know there was a Pocahontas 2.
into marriage with John Rolfe. Not exactly the happy ending Disney strives for, especially considering her young passing at the age of 21. Also, while her tribe seemed to be living their best life, around 90% of the Native Americans were wiped out after settlers invaded the area. Not cool.
Yeah, it's not much of a Disney story there.
In a tale as old as time, Beauty and the Beast is filled with music and magic, along with a setting that takes a lot of liberties with the era. The movie takes place during the 1700s, which was not a great time for the people of France. Things were so bad that it led to the French Revolution. Belle may be able to read, but almost no one could in real-life France. Not only were the citizens illiterate, but they had a life expectancy of only 36 years. So, yeah, people were falling to their demise a lot faster than those rose petals in the glass container.
36 years?
The live-action adaptation takes some liberties with the time frame as well. Belle and the Beast each
I never
eat
seen this one
tomato
either.
soup. But that wasn't a thing back in the day, considering many people feared tomatoes as poisonous, probably due to their acidic nature. Also, the song Belle features 2 police officers in the background, and there were no police force established for multiple decades after the movie took place. A lie as old as time.
Wow.
The Frozen franchise takes place in the Scandinavia region, which includes countries like Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. While the movies were right on with their costumes, accents, and architecture for the time period and region, Frozen 2 pushed the limits on their fictional representation. The main changes came with the folklore and legend of the Knuck. The water horse is an essential part of Frozen 2 as Elsa tames the liquid beast and the two seem to become a match made in heaven. In real Scandinavian lore, the Knuck was not a magical horse anyone wanted to come into contact with. While it's true the horse was water-based, the creature had much darker intentions. You know, like using songs to lure women and children into the water so they could drown. Yikes. On top of that, the Knuck also targeted pregnant women.
Oh, that's
While
messed
the beast
up.
was aggressive towards Elsa, it lasted for about 2 minutes. And now we have a whole generation of children growing up adoring the magical horse instead of knowing the true dangers the Knock presented in real mythology.
Yeah, you know what? I prefer my daughter not to know about that story.
It's pretty safe to say that no dinosaur movie is ever truly accurate, but we're gonna dive deep into Disney's Dinosaur to showcase some of the mistakes. The first piece of info, Aladar was raised by a family of lemurs in the movie. In real life, this was impossible. The first known lemurs...
Okay, so I've never seen this dinosaur one, but I have seen... What was that other dinosaur? It was like a blue or a green dinosaur. And like, I don't want to spoil it if y'all haven't seen it, but man, that movie made me emotional. I can't remember what the... Was it Big Little Dinosaur? I can't remember what... But it was just like... Hopefully y'all know which movie I'm talking about with the green dinosaurs. And the dad had passed away. Or was it the mom? No, it was the dad. I just remember it was so sad. Like, it caught me all the way off guard.
Existed years
Shed
after
a couple
the
tears
whole
on that one, I ain't gonna
dinosaur
hold you.
And the filmmakers knew this, they just couldn't find any prehistorical mammal that was cute enough to lead the movie and stuck with the lemurs as an alternative. Just like Jurassic Park and other movies, many dinosaurs are mixed and matched in the same eras despite living millions of years apart. And geography-wise, the Carnotaurus are seen in North America despite their fossils only ever found and discovered in South America. Nice try there, Disney. And why not get down to the nitty-gritty here? The scene where Aladar pees on Yar and then later his newborn does the same thing? Yeah, these dinos didn't really release a stream like this. It would more likely be consistent with uric acid, a similar substance to bird droppings.
Oh no. Ugh. Hate getting pooped on by
people
birds,
think
boy.
Mulan is
Ruin
a
your
true
whole day.
life story, the Disney animated movie is actually based off a Chinese legend. The setting itself sets the stage for some historical inaccuracies in both the original Mulan and its sequel, Mulan 2. Disney pretty much mishmashed a lot of history all into one. First off, the Great Wall of China. While sections of the wall may have existed, the portrayal of the wall in the movie wouldn't have existed during the set time period between 420 and 589 CE. A lot of the text which appears in the movie is simplified Chinese writing, which was not used widely until the 1950s, hundreds of years after Mulan took place. Mulan 2 extends some of these liberties, especially in
I didn't
scenes
even know there was a
where
Mulan
females
2.
showcase
Yo,
their
Disney
bare
be
feet.
milking
In
their
Chinese culture
properties.
at the time, the bare foot of a woman was considered sacred and never openly flaunted for anyone else to see. And let's end this one with a bang. The fireworks seen at the end of the movie are brightly colored, but the original fireworks presented at the time were limited to colors like white and pale yellow. The same firework mistake in 1998's Mulan was made 6 years later with the release of Aladdin. As Jasmine and Aladdin enjoy their worldwide carpet ride together, they end things with a grand fireworks display in China. Once again, we see fully colored fireworks, even though they wouldn't have been invented at the time. The magic carpet ride has some other errors as well, mainly the Sphinx getting built. That would have occurred multiple decades after the movie took place. And then there's Arabic
y'all being
writing.
a little
Whether
harsh.
characters
I
write
mean,
or
like,
read, they use
looking
the
for stuff
standard
now.
left-to-right format. But true Arabic writing or reading is always done from right to left. Not the worst mistakes, but something a magical genie could have easily fixed.
No way!
It's a reach, but it's alright. I get it. Saving Mr. Banks?
Want
Have
to
I seen
see
this
the
movie?
heartwarming story of how Mary Poppins author Pamela P.L.
never seen this.
Travers agreed to let Disney turn her novel into a movie?
Mary Poppins, practically perfect in every way.
Well, then don't watch Saving Mr. Banks. Despite Tom Hanks nailing the role of Walt Disney himself, the movie turns a tale of distress and frustration into a dramatic story with a happy ending. A lot of the movie features Disney trying to convince Travers to sign over her book rights for the movie. Well, this never actually happened. Yes, Travers did travel to California, but the rights to Mary Poppins were already awarded to Disney. The fun trip to Disneyland never actually happened either. In fact, Walt himself set out on a Palm Springs vacation just a couple days after Travers arrived. The two mostly communicated through letters or telephone calls, and the big moment when Travers cries after seeing her story on screen? Well, in real life, she was crying out of anger. She hated the animated sections of the movie and felt like a lot of the scenes were far removed from her own source material.
Oh yeah, I bet she was pissed. I know she was pissed.
The movie takes place in
That's
Paris,
messed up.
France, and one of the more glaring mistakes is the absence of French accents for a majority of the characters. But the accent changes are nothing new in the world of Disney. As for cooking, there are several ingredients referred to as spices when they're actually herbs.
What, rosemary? That's a spice, isn't it? Rosemary?
We're talking about the shoutouts to ingredients like rosemary, oregano, thyme, and basil. The small moments are pretty noticeable for anyone who has spent time cooking in a kitchen. Another small moment, when a hair is gathered from Gusteau's hat to perform a DNA test. Well, you can only perform a DNA test on the root of a hair, not just a random hair that has fallen from the head. Otherwise, we would just send in hair samples to Ancestry DNA instead of spitting in those tubes all the time.
Ugh.
When you have something like the Notre Dame in the title
Why
of
does
your
it say
movie,
Hercules?
you would think the animators would go into painstaking detail to ensure the whole building was as accurate as possible. Well, at least they tried. Taking place in the 15th century, some of the upgrades featured on the building would not appear for years and years until after the story took place. What are the main parts? The 12 apostle statues. These statues did not exist at this point. And while we love a dramatic stair shot, especially the one in the opening of the movie, the Notre Dame doesn't require an uphill cardio workout to reach the entrance. There are few to no stairs at Notre Dame. The stairs in the movie just help make the scene look and feel even more dramatic.
Wow. All right, now we
We
got
all
Hercules.
know
This is one of my
Hercules is
favorite
based
Disney
on
movies
myths,
of
but
all
Disney
time.
turned the myths into their own family-friendly fables. While we all loved the romance between Hercules and Meg on the big screen, things were a little more complicated in the ancient texts. Mainly, the couple had 5 children, and Hercules decided to off his
5?
wife and his children.
What?
No wonder we never got a Hercules 2, and the TV show was just a prequel. Sure, he was manipulated and driven insane by Hera, but he still committed the acts nonetheless. Speaking of Hera, she's portrayed as Hercules'
That would be a
mom,
good rated R movie,
but
though.
his real mother
They
was
should drop that.
Alcmene.
They
And
should drop
Hades,
that for
one
sure.
of the coolest villains in Disney history, well, he wasn't actually evil at all.
The fates are here and you didn't tell me?
Sure, he rules the underworld and all, but was more about keeping the balance of things rather than causing chaos. So let's give this guy a break.
They really try to make him sound like he was Thanos, though. They really try to make it sound like he was Thanos. Like, I mean, when you think about Thanos' plan, like, and it's understandable. It's definitely understandable. Somebody got to do it. But anyways, did y'all know about some of these true stories? Did this ruin any of y'all childhoods? Let me know. You know what I'm saying? It didn't ruin mine, because some of these I didn't even know that there was part 2s for it. And this just goes to show that Disney loves, and I got to be careful with this because they'll mess around and block this video, but Disney loves to recreate their properties, boy, and milk as much money as they can out of their properties. They will flip, rearrange. Some of them stories I would have loved to hear the original version of. Like, I get it that you can't slap like a PG title on it or a rated G or whatever the rating is for everybody, E or whatever. But some of those stories I would have personally loved to see, like, with a rated R. Like, they sound like they would be some great horror films or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be dope. Somebody to come and do like a bunch of Disney properties and flip it into like a rated R movie, like a scary movie. That'd be dope. You know what I'm saying? If that does happen, just mark this video, because they got it from your boy, but at this point it's free. You know what I'm saying? I put it out to the world, so it's free. But that was 10 times Disney ruined true stories. If you guys enjoyed this reaction, give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below if you want to see me react to next. Follow me on all my social media links are right there. Send me a message on any one of those. I get back with you as soon as possible. I appreciate y'all love and support. It is your boy BillyYouSoCrazy, and I'm out this door.